Smooth Criminal your all-time favorite Michael Jackson song?
I think it sounds like you Googled me.
I'm honored right now to be in the presence of two of the most beautiful and hardworking people that I've ever met in my life. So thank you guys for coming on to the show. This is wow.
Oh man, you're just talking to Jorie and Nicole. Grew up in Thornhill. Like, don't get too excited. No.
We're excited about talking with you.
We're super excited talking to you, and we had a conversation before. Just so happy to see you channeling all of your amazing talents into this podcast.
Sheesh.
You are like the
So
guy that
awesome.
can do everything. Amazing writer, amazing actor, amazing graphic designer. Like literally
Oh my
everything.
gosh.
Jack of all trades, literally.
Yeah.
We look up to you because you have so many incredible skill sets under your belt, and we know that.
And you teach us so many great things.
And
You're
like,
always
Jeez.
teaching us. Sorry.
I feel like you guys are doing my job for me. I should be boosting you. It shouldn't be the other way around. Like, oh.
you'll
But that's
learn
how we feel.
don't like talking about ourselves. So
What's great is like you named off all these things that I do, but the thing is you guys are, like I said, two of the hardest working people I know. I remember when we all first met, I sent an email to Nicole and you got back to me like right away. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. You want to do a Facebook interview like tomorrow? I'm like, sure. And then within like a week, you already had me out in the field. I was like, they mean business. They get to work. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
good energy speaks for itself. Like it really does. When we resonate with someone, there's all of a sudden like there's like that energy that attracts us. It's like we know that we got to make a move and we got to connect with this person and put them in field. And I think
We try to be on top of everything. We notice that when people get back to us really, really quickly, it shows how eager and passionate they are. And we want to make people feel important, right? And you are incredibly important to us, and we wanted to make you feel that way.
Oh.
So how'd we do?
Well, it's been the greatest year of my life because of all the different experiences that you guys have put me in, whether it be Boots and Hearts or like pro hockey life or all of these different things that have put me out in the field, meeting all these new people from all walks of life. And it's honestly one of the big reasons why I ended up starting this, because it immersed myself in all of these experiences with different people. There's so many great people out there with great stories to tell, and I want to be able to tell them all.
Okay, press pause. Has it been 1 year? Just 1 year that you joined our roster?
It's been a year. It's been a year, yeah.
Because I remember seeing you just before the basketball playoffs finished. We just went into the finals. I remember that.
So true. Wow. I feel like, doesn't it feel like we've known you, like you've been working for us for a lot longer than just under a year?
It does. Even after that summer, because I'd worked so many events, I already felt like,
and I every single day. Hey,
yeah.
Hey BJ. Hey BJ.
Yeah. After that summer, I was like, I've only been here a couple of months. And even other Cotton Candy employees are like, you've only been here a couple months. It feels like you've been here like a year. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? It's weird.
But that says so much about you. Like your character, people are drawn to you.
Oh my gosh. You guys gotta stop flattering me. I'm like blushing. Jeez. All right. So we're gonna start off light, which is some easy questions. Nicole, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Okay. You have to pick between these two right here. You can only pick one. All right. Okay. The 2019 Toronto Raptors or the 2012 Miami Heat?
I was gonna say
Ooh. Okay. Am I picking who I like the best, who I enjoyed watching the most? Like this is
Yeah, who do you like the best and who's the better team?
Nicole, are you a Raptors fan or Miami Heat fan? Is basically
okay, I'm a big Miami Heat fan. But I have to say, living in Toronto when they won the championship was very special. But for me, having grown up in Florida, the 2012 Miami Heat really, it was amazing for me. Both amazing, just in different ways. That's a tough one. I'm talking to Toronto fans, so now everyone's mad at me. Toronto,
that's why I was like, oh, pressure's on right now.
It was amazing. Everyone was happy. The city was booming. Yes, it was incredible. For me, as somebody who grew up in Florida, it was like a little extra special.
So yeah, going off of that, yeah, you grew up in South Florida. Is that the reason why your tan is always so on fleek?
I'm just olive skinned. I don't know. And I just had a baby and she's really tan too. So it must be something in the water.
After birthday, because I was like, she always has a good tan. And then her baby came out. I was like, the baby has the same skin as her. She's got like,
it's a real thing. I just got this color skin. I don't know. And I like the sun though. I mean, I do enjoy it. Who doesn't like a nice day?
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, Jorie, you're up.
Okay.
All right. Is Smooth Criminal your all-time favorite Michael Jackson song?
I think it sounds like you Googled me. Michael Jackson is my all-time favorite artist.
Mm.
Smooth Criminal is definitely up there. Like that music video is iconic and amazing. If I can like turn my screen around, you can see that I have all the albums, Michael Jackson albums framed in my condo. Yes, some would not, some think it's weird, like hence my business partner, but I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever. So it's right up there. Rock With You. Oh my God, there's so many good ones. How do you even choose?
The reason why I ask is because I came across a video.
Okay.
I'm gonna share it right now for the people at home.
You know how young I was when this aired? You're killing
How young?
me.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Jay. I already know.
Ooh.
Right? The high socks.
And I bet you love Michael Jackson, so how about Smooth Criminal? Now, Michael Jackson is my favorite artist. Smooth Criminal is actually my favorite video, so...
I'm like reading off the clipboard. I was terrible. Terrible.
I mean, I feel like that was the vibe.
She was Britney Spears. No big deal.
Yeah.
Up a bit more, I think it was like probably one of my first episodes when I was working for the music station.
So yeah, what a lot of people don't know is that you used to be a host on a big TV show.
Sure. I used to work for BPM TV, which is a dance music channel, sort of inspired by dance culture, EDM, and I hosted a music request show. So big music fan. So it was sort of a really fun opportunity to be part of it. I think I did it for about 4 or 5 years. That video is literally like one of like the very first ones. It's so bad. It makes me cringe, and it's like probably the only thing that's still online that people can search. So yeah.
It's funny that you asked my question on sports and Jorie's on music, because we always say like that's the different sides of the coin. Like Nicole is so sports, Jorie is so music, and I'm not really good with music. But every time I have a question, Jorie is the person I ask.
Jorie, I actually have a follow-up question to that.
Totally.
So when you were 19 at York, your dad gave you a suggestion to do something. What was that suggestion?
You're doing your research. You're so good. He saw an ad in the paper. It was for a job with the Toronto Argonauts. They were creating a dance team, a cheer team. And he said, hey, you should go audition, go try out, sort of, football fans and whatnot, and sort of being a dancer, competitive dancer. And when you sort of finish, high school and sort of in university, I stayed home for university. It was an opportunity to continue dancing and represent a sports team. And I guess I can thank my dad for encouraging me to go try out and be part of a sports team, which obviously led to many other things from there, from being 19 and growing from there.
As a cumulative total, you spent over 10 years, not just as a Argos cheerleader, but also as the coach.
Yeah, that's right. I was on the team for about 4 years, and then I left for a couple years, joined the Raptors dance pack.
Yeah.
Hey, your Raptors. Not the Miami Heat dancers. The Raptors dance pack, and then I came back to coach in 2010 up until 2017 as the head coach.
Nice. And Nicole, your origin story in dance was a little bit similar too. It all started with that first ballet class, and then your mom was like, damn, she's good at this. And then from there, it just spiraled into, that love for dancing.
Yeah, it was something, I guess, it came naturally to me when I was younger, and I loved it, and just performing became my happy place. And then the reverse of Jorie, I actually started with the Raptors and then went over to the Argos. So we both got to dance and experience both different sides of, football and basketball, and took on a life of its own.
Now, this question is for the two of you. What are the most important life lessons that dance has taught you?
I think that, it's something that we always go back to is not only did dance teach us how to entertain and perform and what connects with people, because that's a huge part of it, but also when starting our business, discipline and teamwork. Everything about dance that we've experienced is dancing with a group, learning how to train, taking it seriously, really being able to focus on following something through, learning how to work with others, wanting to achieve something. It just really has been a backbone for almost everything that we have started the business to stand for.
Yeah, everything that Nicole said is the basis of our foundation has been dance. The networks, I think most importantly, that we've created through dance, whether it be people we've danced with, the like-mindedness of other dancers, entertainers, the networks I formed, coaching cheerleaders, and over years, you said 10 years of just meeting awesome people over and over again, and those awesome people have other awesome friends. Again, it all resorts back to dance and our love for dance and how it sort of grew and evolved from there.
Yeah, it's great how dance is essentially the catalyst of everything that you guys have built and the empire that you've accumulated. So Jorie, so you stayed in the dance scene until relatively recently when you decided to do cotton candy full time. Nicole, you on the other hand, after you finished dancing, you started working in marketing, but you didn't like the structure of the work environment, right? So, you felt something was missing. And then one day in particular, you and Jorie were out for coffee. And what happened during that coffee date?
I think because we're so connected in the dance community and the marketing community and just with so many people, that people were always asking us, oh, I have this event happening, I have this performance. They always needed great people. And Jorie and I just had such a wealth of people that we had come in contact with and that we had built strong relationships with. So we're being totally rude to one another while out for coffee, and I'm talking on my phone trying to help someone out, Joy's talking on her phone trying to help someone out, and then we're both sitting here talking about how it would be so amazing if we had a business where we could do this because it comes naturally to us and we also really enjoy it, and we enjoy connecting great people with one another, and that's what we were already doing. And then Jorie was like, yeah, I'm going to register a business, and I was like, cool, you do that, let me know. And she actually registered a business. And then it kind of spawned from there as to, okay, we could actually maybe do something with this. And that's where it started to get its fuel.
Yeah, I think Nicole's a couple years younger than me. And our paths have always mirrored. And then when we were both working together under the Argos organization, I always sort of saw her character and skill set of connecting with people and sort of doing the same thing I did maybe 4 years after me. Always sort of mirrored each other, and I always really admired what she was doing and said it was very similar. It felt like a connected, we were always doing the same thing and sort of had similar networks and a similar drive. And yeah, it came after sort of our Argo years and just sort of chatting and having a conversation, and we were both still connecting people in our other worlds, but based off the networks we made through dance and entertainment and sports. Hey, let's bring it together and just take over the world, essentially.
I think it's great how you guys approach that, how you guys realized that, we have this huge network at our disposal.
Yeah, actually, I think that, the classic term is your network is your net worth.
Net worth.
You've heard that a million times. It's also just sort of realizing the value that great people and can enhance a great event. Good energy is needed at events. And we just had that network of energetic, awesome people, and just sort of made sense of pairing them together.
And growing up in entertainment and dance and performance, and then also working for the sports teams, you know how to make a fan's day. You know how to connect with that person and put a smile on their face. And that was what Jorie and I were so focused on doing. Every time that we were either the dancers or overseeing other people or whatever it looked like, we knew that there was an it factor that people could really make a difference, make people smile, make that person get out of their chair and feel important. And so if you can do that in all walks of, life and all different kinds of events, you can really make a difference.
And that it factor that you mentioned, I think, obviously I have a personal bias, but that's why I think Cotton Candy is the best staffing agency when it comes to the GTA, because every single person on the roster has something different and unique to bring to the table. Every event they work, there's always some sort of positive reception from like your client where, wow, these people, like, they really cultivated an experience for all of our potential guests, clients, customers, and everything like that. That's something that's hard to find with brand ambassador work, because you want to have someone who's really about it and has that energy that gravitates and attracts other people.
I think that starts like even before infield. For us, it's like creating a culture within Cotton Candy where you guys, first of all, we're picking awesome people that really resonate with us, that we were attracted to their energy and those like-minded people all together, and creating that culture that you guys really enjoy going to work. You enjoy stepping into these brand activations. Never mind stepping into TIFF and Oceaga and all these cool things. It's pretty awesome in itself. But I think you guys, and for us, it's the culture is really important before you guys can be successful in field, because you love each other, you enjoy each other, you respect each other. You can look at each other and say, you're great at this and you're great at this, and you can spot all the great things about your peers, so that stepping into field, there's a good camaraderie there naturally, and you want to be there. And then the brand is just like, man, these people are awesome. They're just awesome people.
There's nothing better than going to work and enjoying the people you work with. And that all starts behind the scenes, like Jorie said. So if we can find a way that you guys can all connect to each other and then really enjoy going to work, then your best work will come out. It's your natural personality. Everyone has, their own unique skill set and personality. But if you really connect outside of work, then going to work is, exciting and you look forward to it. And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Do you guys find that the culture that you've cultivated here at Cotton Candy, that dates back to all your dance team experience? Because obviously dance team, it's like the same thing where you guys have to be in unity. You guys all have to cultivate that culture together.
100%. Like the team mentality is so important to us. Just coaching teams over years. It's so key. And again, I think it's identifying that each person has a very specific and very valuable skill set. Like each person has something to contribute. Everyone's different, everyone's unique, and everyone comes together.
And if you feel like you're a part of a team, you behave like you're a part of a team. You know that you're accountable for each other. You lift each other up. There can be work situations where you don't enjoy the people that you work with, and therefore it's every man for themselves. And that's not at all the mentality that we have here. And you can see it when you work with each other. You try to lift each other up. And that's really, really something that team feeling allows you to do.
Yeah, everyone has each other's back. I know sometimes that I try to get some feedback, and everyone looks out. All the BAs look out for each other. How'd everything go? Amazing. It's like everyone loves each other, and you're all trying to protect each other, which is really nice and special for us. On another front, we want everything to go well, but we really enjoy seeing you guys take care of one another.
Yeah, it's definitely a testament to the culture you've created, where no matter what event you're working, that BA is like, oh, they have my back, I have theirs. The fact that you've been able to foster that, I think that's what sets you apart from like every other staffing agency. We're going to move into this next segment. I call it Analyze This. This is specifically for our YouTube audience. Basically, I did a little bit of a deep dive on you guys' social medias. So I'm going to pull up a photo, and I have one for you, Jorie, and I have one for you, Nicole, and then one with the both of you, and just break it down for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So this first one, I just have to preface this with a question to you, Jorie.
Okay.
Are you naturally a blonde?
Come on. Look at my eyebrows. No chance. I think I've had almost every hair color. I've had purple and pink, but to answer your question, BJ, blonde is not my true color.
I didn't think so, because I was just wondering, is this hairstyle ever going to come back?
This year, right? The crimped hair, the really thick bangs.
Look at that face.
Back then.
So cute.
So cute.
So funny, eh? That actually looks like a wig.
That's some thick hair you got there.
There's some thick hair.
Are you going to ever have that color and level of curls ever again, or?
That was done by a crimping machine, so I have to dig really deep into my pair, like bottom drawer from the 80s. I think I was like 5, so it was like I gotta dig really deep. So that probably won't come back. Although the craziest things keep on coming back, so I'm never gonna say never. Never gonna say never. And I'll probably eventually go back to my brunette.
Nice. Okay.
I'm
All right.
Nervous.
Fun.
What's coming?
All right, Nicole, you're in the hot
I'm a
seat
little
now.
nervous. What's coming?
I want to know how you met this man.
That is my friend. No, not my friend. That is 50 Cent. I was in Florida. I was in Miami at the time, and just friends that I was with ended up being friends with him, and we all actually went to watch the basketball playoffs together.
Wow.
So that's how that happened. He looks thrilled to be meeting me, by the way.
I was gonna say, it's like you look like you're loving life, and then he's just kind of like another day at
He's
the office.
Fitty. Like that's 50 Cent.
After you can find her in the club.
Yeah, it wasn't in the club. But he's actually super, super nice. And he is looking angry there, but I don't know. Maybe that's just his like cool dude face.
Was it your birthday?
No, but I asked him to sing me the song. And
Oh, sorry, it's your birthday? No, okay.
yeah, no, he wasn't good.
50's also another one of those guys, started up with music, but now he's become an entrepreneur in his own right. So it's cool that, there's that connection there too.
It's actually interesting to watch him now because like I just saw him on an interview on Kelly and Ryan or whatever it was, just to hear him talk about what he's working on and how he, does a lot more behind the scenes than I would have ever had any idea.
All right, final photo, and this one's of the two of you, so you'll both be in the hot seat here.
I remember that very well.
I think that was your birthday, and
That was my birthday.
We went somewhere skydiving. Yeah. It's like we went skydiving.
How did you even find this? We went to iFly. We flew. Yeah.
Have you ever done that before, DJ? Have you done that?
Oh, have I ever gone skydiving? No. Well, I've always been super afraid of heights. Yeah, so that's why I haven't done it. But I'm starting to come around to it now because I hate to quote Aubrey on this, but you only live once. So
no, this is not you jumping off of anything. It's
This is tame.
Indoor skydiving, yeah?
The air holding you, and then it's amazing because your saliva gets like all over. It's super attractive, so you should totally do this for a first date.
It's like a gravity. Yeah, it's just a cool feeling.
Air holds you up and your saliva is all over the place. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you do. You spit all over yourself. It's
Yeah,
not that part's not attractive.
Have you guys ever gone actual skydiving or?
No chance.
I would love to. I would love to.
Oh.
I would be scared, but I would do it. I've done one of those like pendulum swings where like they drop you down and you swing like this.
Ah, okay.
No chance.
Yeah. You lose your tummy, but it's a cool feeling.
Okay, so Jorie, we can go indoor skydiving, and then once I built up the courage, Nicole, you and I can do the real thing.
Okay, perfect. But like I need you to hold my hand. That's all I ask. I can do it, but I'm a baby.
One of the greatest things that I feel attributes to both of your success is how well you guys work together in sync. I want to know what's the most important quality to have in a business partner, and what is that quality with each other?
I would definitely say that Jorie is a very, very supportive. I can talk to her about anything in the business. She keeps me calm and grounded because I'm a little more of the tense person, or very passionate is how they say it in a nice way. Something will happen and Jorie's really much more even keeled and we can really have a conversation about things. And I think that for a business like this, where every day is different, every event is different, every staff member is so different, you have to learn how to talk to each person and get the best out of them. So I think for me, having somebody who listens and keeps very calm and can rationally talk about things is really, really so beneficial. Jorie, there's a lot more things, but that's what came out first. It's just one of many.
Very nice for you to say. Yeah, I think like complementing skill sets and personalities is actually a good thing for a partnership. You don't want to be exactly the same. You won't accomplish anything. You'll both be on a high or you'll both be on a low at the same time. So I think for me, Nicole, I always say when people ask me to describe Nicole, I'm like, Nicole is a shark. Like she is amazing. She gets stuff done. She like does things like in a speedy time frame. Like she's just a shark. Again, I think those complementing sort of personality traits bring everything there. And it's worked for us for 6 years, heading into our 6th year.
you guys have those different leadership styles and different personalities. It's like the yin and yang. You still have that common thread that ties you guys together that ultimately creates the hardworking relationship that you guys have.
Our vision is very, very much aligned. We look at how we view how to treat people, what we want to accomplish, what we believe in, our morals. They're all very, very aligned. We're very different in how, we approach things or how we can get things done. And our skill sets sometimes are slightly different on how we'll get them done, which is probably really good. Jorie might be better suited for something and I'm better suited for something else. And like Jorie said, if we're both suited for, column A, column B will suffer. So it's kind of good to have that.
It takes years to figure that out. It's not like you go into business and you realize right away, like, you're good at this and I'm good at this. I think it takes a while to learn where we were. And I think, we definitely have understood where in the business our strengths are based on our personality and character traits.
Your vision aligns, and I feel that the biggest foundational pillar of Cotton Candy is the power of people. I want to know what's one specific moment. It doesn't have to be Cotton Candy related, just one specific moment in your life where the power of people has personally impacted you.
Of people has impacted us. This can be like super deep, or like we can take this question.
You can take this. Yeah, you can take this however you want to.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, you want to take this one? Our business is centered around the power of people, and there's obviously lots of great events that we've done representing Fortune 500 brands, but there's also been opportunities where we've been able to lend our staff and see people help out, whether it be charities and things we've donated our times to. So that's really special to see people come together, a culture and network that we've created, and doing something for a good cause.
I think where the power of people really affected us before this was, we worked for sports organizations. There's no more powerful room to walk into than an arena or a stadium and see whether it's the players, the dancers, the cheerleaders, or the organization and everybody behind the scenes. We got to see so many different pieces of a puzzle and see how each different group of people created such a powerful impact. Everything that we do from the Cotton Candy perspective is, how we bring those people together and being able to know that the people we've put together in a room actually created that power to impact other people. It's pretty awesome for us to see. I think that's, the most rewarding part of it. Even forget about on the event client side, but on the internal side, even when we have our Cotton Candy yearly party, just being in a room and seeing that power between all of you and those relationships and all of that, like that's very impactful for us to see the relationships that have built within, something that we've been able to bring together.
We always have these conversations of, as we grow older as a business, the power of our network. That's how we started, but now we've created something, and it's like, how can we, beyond putting people in great events and representing great brands, how can we use this powerful network of people to do some stuff? And I think sort of just a little bit through COVID, we've decided to do a lot more, volunteer stuff. So just sort of understanding the power of our network, the power of the people that we work with, and how we can branch out and do something good with the people and network we've created.
Yeah, and that's honestly what inspires me the most. I know looking down, like say 10, 20 years down the line, the legacy you leave behind will be the human relationships and connections that you've created and formed. That's one of the things that I personally am striving to do. So seeing you guys put it into action every day, from like staffing events to like all of the philanthropic work that you're doing, it's honestly incredible.
My favorite part every year, like Nicole was talking about, our sort of our anniversary parties and stuff like that, our Christmas parties, is like when we see everyone in one room, and granted, we want more people to come, and especially all our different networks and our different provinces that we work with, but it's so cool to look in a room and stand back and just see like everyone come together. That's like the most rewarding part. Obviously, like we all want to make a living and make money, but like stepping back, like it's so awesome to see the friendships, the relationships everyone sort of form, just to see you guys posting about each other on social media and stuff like that. And to you, it might not seem like a big deal, like, it's your friends, it's your buddies. Again, going back to that team mentality and seeing like, oh my God, this is really cool. We've helped create these friendships and relationships. And like, I don't know, if someone gets married, like I better be invited to the wedding too. Like, But it's the most rewarding thing ever. Like, we'll come back from our Christmas party and we did like a comedy show this year, and we're just like, that was so awesome. There's a room of people that actually love each other. They respect one another. They
It's
all
very
want to
emotional for us too. Like, you know, we live it, we breathe it, so it just kind of happens. But then when we have these times where, you know, we can fill a room with 100 people and like step back and look at it, it's very emotional for us, because it's a special feeling to have been able to bring people together. And because we're kind of living it in the hustle and bustle of daily life in the world, you don't actually realize that we have been able to bring people together and hopefully have a positive impact on their experience.
I look back to like just sort of being on teams, like being on sports teams younger, you know, growing up and dancing on these teams. And I look back at like all of my friends that I made on these teams when my coach would create that atmosphere for me. So I've always like longed to do that for the teams I coach, and now with Cotton Candy is just to create that space for people to have these awesome memories to look back on.
A safe space, a happy space, one that you look forward to coming to. I'm sure you experience that too, where like you're looking forward to something and you feel like you're in a safe place, and that's really important for us.
Absolutely. Literally, there's not one event that I've worked with you guys where I didn't wake up dreading to go to work. I've always been like, yo, let's go. All right. Who we BAing for today, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I have to work at Bud Stage and listen to another concert.
Boring.
Oh, woe is me.
More people walk down the red carpet.
Please don't make me go to Boots and Hearts with all my friends, camp out. Please don't make me go.
Oh, man.
Not the story of your life.
No, not at all. 6 years you guys have been in business. What started out as a small roster of people has grown essentially global, nationwide. Now you're in different provinces, and just seeing how much Cotton Candy has grown in the last 6 years it's incredible. So what's the next move for Cotton Candy? What's the next big move? What's the next plateau that you want to hit?
I think like literally every year we keep on learning from year 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. If people ask us to speak on things, it's like, I'm still learning. I'm still a student. Every year, every event, there's takeaways and there's ways to grow and there's ways to improve. Nicole and I especially always have that mindset of like, you're only as good as your sort of your last event. You need to continue to grow and learn about events, about people, about the industry, and it's ever changing, as we've learned sort of in the last few months, that things are ever changing and you never know what curveball is going to be sort of thrown your way.
I think the aptitude to learn is always what our goal is, because the more we learn, the more we can share, the more we can implement that and move forward with it. People always say, you know, where do you see yourself? That like cliche question of where are you going? And we've always been very honest about that answer, and it's to continue to learn every day, to continue to see what comes our way, how we can learn, how we can change, how we can adapt, how we can teach. There's different sides to the coin on that, but we hope to continue to be providing really, really awesome people like yourself for events, and whatever that morphs into. If you asked me year 1, would year 6 look like this, with, you know, representing the types of brands that we do and having the volume that we have? I think we had maybe close to like 700 or 800 people work in 2019. So, you know, just If you said that to me, I would never believe that. So, you know, continuing to see where that organically takes us has gotten us this far, and how we're still continuing to look at the future.
That's honestly such a good mentality to have, how you guys are essentially taking it day by day. What couldn't we do to get better tomorrow? And you're just taking it slowly, because at the end of the day, no matter what field, what pursuit you go after, there's always something that you can learn. There's never like, oh, I've learned all I can. I've accomplished all I can. You can always get better.
Totally. I mean, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't not have a goal. It's not about saying I don't have a goal. The goal is that we want to be happy. We want to be well-rounded in our lives in general. We want to be successful, and we want to do what we do really well. Again, starting from year 1 to now year 6, we've definitely changed what our business sort of structure and how we wanted to approach things much differently than from year 1 to year 6. I think over the last several years toward 5, 6, we've had a better understanding of where our skill set is, and we want to really just like lock this in and work really hard to make what we do and do it well.
Continuing to learn, continuing to grow, continuing to find where we're the strongest, divide and conquer where we can, lean on people, have a really supportive group around us. It's really, really important. And, every day we learn more and more. And even what we ever thought we mastered, enter COVID-19, and there's a whole new area of things to learn and master. And I think that more than anything tells everybody that no one's ever going to be the subject matter expert in everything, because the universe can throw a curveball at any time. And it's how you react to it, how you adapt, and how willing you are to navigate new ways.
Yeah, no, totally. In light of everything that's gone on with COVID, I feel like you guys have really responded in the best way possible. It's exciting because with the world slowly getting back to normal, it won't be long before we're back out on the field, BAing it up and doing all the fun stuff. So yeah, it's exciting. We're going to close it off with some rapid fire questions, and then we'll wrap it up. All right.
Bring it.
If you could staff an event for any famous person in the world, who would it be?
Oh, like Barack Obama or someone pretty awesome that we all respect. Nicole?
How did you come up with that? How did you come up with that so quick? We could staff an event for anybody?
Or it was
anyone.
Go back, I would say some musician as well. Some.
Yeah, I thought you were going music, and I mean,
anyone.
I don't know. I want to see our staff.
Come on.
Okay, but anybody in sports. I think that's just that's where.
Music, anyone in sports.
Yeah, so cliche, I know, but yeah, definitely. I want to be at the NBA finals, and I want to have our staff there, and the All-Star game, and all the other important events too, while I'm at it.
So would you say LeBron, since you already obviously have staff for Dwayne Wade?
Oh, well, when we staffed for my friend Dwayne, no, I wish, not true. Listen, the staff got to meet Shaq, and they got to meet so many athletes. I don't know how I'm not there when all these things happen, but, being able to see our staff there is just as good as being there. If you went to an event and I was like, hey, BJ, guess who's your event's hosted by? It's just LeBron. Yeah.
I would lose my marbles.
As would I. But, I think that's really cool. Anybody that's influential in sports and obviously, super impactful, like somebody like LBJ, who nobody knows of. But,
Hey, BJ, what about you? Like, if you could do any event, like it's a similar question posed to you.
With anybody.
Oh, you caught me off guard. Okay, wow.
Yeah, see?
So this is, probably Kanye West.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, Kanye West. When it comes into the creative space, he's probably my biggest inspiration. That's my personal pick. But
okay, so his next album drop, we're gonna be promoting it, and you're on board.
We'll give him a call.
Don't even joke about that.
We got
Call Kim. Nicole, just call Kim.
So next question. What's more pressure, performing during the Grey Cup or staffing an event for a Fortune 500 company?
When we were dancing, and I'm not speaking for you, but I think it's probably similar. When we were dancing, we loved it. We knew our dance. We went out there. We were just living. It was in our control. When we staff an event, it's out of our control. We can only empower people as much as we can, but it actually comes down to them following through. So definitely staffing. When we staff for these, Fortune 500 companies, we can put all the perfect recipes in place, but it's not until that after event email from the client saying how awesome you guys were that we're like, okay, on to the next one. Okay, now we got to do that again and again and continue to replicate it. And also, if we set the bar really high, we have to keep the bar really high and better and better and better. So that's definitely harder than performing for me, at least.
Yeah, my answer is exactly the same as Nicole. Everyone always asks that, dancing in front of these big crowds, that sort of nerve-wracking. It's like,
I loved it.
I don't even know anyone's there, to be quite honest. I'm living in my moment. I'm doing my thing. But yes, we want to do good, sort of the business as our baby. We want to see it do well, and we have high expectations for what we put out. Nice.
All right, final question. What would you tell your 13-year-old self?
Like not to crimp my hair, like in that photo?
Yes. Crimping was cool. My 13-year-old self.
13-year-old self.
To find ways to enjoy it more. Not that I didn't enjoy it, but I think that the moment that you're in, you need to enjoy it. It can get more challenging. It can become more difficult. You learn more, you grow more. Life hands you more challenges to navigate. So I would just continue to tell myself at any stage up until this point, live in the moment. I'm always going 10 steps ahead and thinking about what's next. And if I could enjoy what's happening right now, you can take that with you. Whereas I probably would get caught up in, okay, I achieved this, but now I need to achieve this.
Yeah. Maybe for me, I would be like, try different things at a younger age. I think that's sort of the advice everyone always asks me. Sort of Nicole and I get these questions about, as an entrepreneur, what advice can you give people? And I think obviously 13 is still pretty young, but it's just like to immerse yourself and do different activities and join different teams and different sports teams and all these things to learn what you're good at, to grow your network, to meet people and just form the ultimate you, see where it takes you. So yeah, just not be shy to, again, join that dance team or join that baseball team for fear of whatever it might be. Just submerge yourself around as many people as you can, and those people are going to lift you up and take you to the right place.
Like you said when we started this, you've been able to dabble in so many different areas, and especially this downtime has allowed you to, tap into different things that you're passionate about, and that's how you're going to find exactly what you love. And if you only kind of stay on one avenue, then that's the only one you know. So that's very good advice to any 13-year-old or anybody of any age, just continuing to keep trying different things and see what sticks and see where your passion and your heart kind of guides you next.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. This is fun.
This was great. I think that any young woman watching this who wants to start their own business and, wants to really grab life by there's a word I wanted to say, but not.
We
Yeah.
Grab
it.
Yeah.
This has been super fun. This is like a really awesome chat. And again, we think the world of you. We think so highly of you. We're excited to see sort of where your journey takes you over these.
Yeah.
You have to promise us that in a few years, we're going to do this all over again. So we can see,
Reflect.
we can have the, from the very beginning of the show and then where it goes. And we're also going to come back with some questions for you.
Oh gosh. All right.